But then you came along and proved me all wrong. I was so mistaken, 'cause you...
Hey guys, welcome back to the YouTube channel, and welcome if you are new. If you are new, my name is Shan from HomeWithShan over on Instagram. In this video, we're going to be talking about basically how I'm saving for my baby's future. So all the things that I'm doing to contribute to a pot of money that George will have when he's older, that will sort of hopefully set him on the right path and give him a really good opportunity in life. I know it's not about money. You can, you can absolutely start from zero and work your way up. Like, we've all been there. I've completely done that. But I just think if I've got the opportunity to give him the best start I possibly can, then why wouldn't I? This video isn't going to be me talking you about all of the options that you have available to you in terms of investing or saving for your child's future or your baby's future. I am literally just going to talk about what I'm doing, and whether you want to copy it, whether you just totally want to be like, absolutely no. I don't think you should take this as gospel. Definitely do all of your research in advance of doing any of these things. But for us, this is the best choice for us, and this is what we're going to do for George's future. Obviously, this is not financial advice, so please don't take it as that. I'm literally just telling you what it is that we are doing for George's future. So I'm going to talk to you exactly about what we do, what money we put in, where we put it, how we do it for free, because actually the way that we're doing it is free, which is almost impossible to do unless you do it this way. So I'm going to talk to you about how we are investing all of George's child benefit money. That's all of the monthly money that we get from the government for having a child. We invest all of that money into a ISA, basically. So yeah, I'm going to run through how I do that, what platform I use, all of that good stuff, and then at the end I'm going to show you exactly, if I put in that money every single month for 18 years, how much money we're actually going to have at the end. And oh my god, it's actually astonishing. I kid you not. Let's get into it, guys. I did want to start off this section just by saying I follow the best, for me, relatable, down-to-earth, UK-based sort of finance YouTube channel ever. Her name's Jennifer and she is over on Mama Furfur, so I'll link her channel down below. But I've learned so much from that lady. Jennifer has literally saved my life in terms of just prioritizing investing, but also actually balancing having a nice life and not sacrificing everything for later years. Actually, there's a really good way of balancing things but also thinking about your future. I just really highly recommend her for financial stuff on YouTube. Like, I think her videos are so informative and they are very accessible. And I think that's the problem. Sometimes you watch like these finance gurus and they're saying all these words and I'm like, wait, hold on, I don't know what you're talking about. What does that mean? But actually, Jennifer's really, really good at breaking that all down and making it so accessible. And I love the fact that she's a mum. She lives up in Glasgow as well, so I will definitely link her channel down below. If you're interested in these kind of videos, her channel is 100% going to be for you. I've learned so much from her. But like I said, this is not a financial video. This is just me telling you what we're doing for George. And what we are doing is, like I said in the intro, we're investing all of his child benefit money every single month. So in the UK, for your first child, that's £84 a month, or at least that's how much we're getting. I think that's the case for everyone. And we're investing all of that money because that's just money that we never had before, and we can actually we can afford to use our own money for like nappies and formula and all that kind of stuff. So we're using the child benefit money that comes into our joint account every single month, and we're investing that away for George every single month. On top of that, I think we're probably going to start to put, like, for Christmas and birthdays, if George gets any money or anything from family, then we're probably going to put about half of that into investments and then use half of it for like toys or a day out or something nice for him. I think that's roughly the plan. But for now, if we just stick to the £84 a month that we're going to put away, that is how much we're going to do for 18 years, don't forget. So that's a long period of time, so that will add up, definitely. And I'll do a calculation at the end to show you how much money that's actually going to be with interest incurred, because that's the beauty of investing. The likelihood of you getting interest, obviously your money is at risk and everything, but the likelihood of you getting interest is so high, especially if you invest wisely. So originally we looked into just opening him a ISA, like a junior ISA, and that's not an investment ISA. So what you do there is exactly the same thing. I would put away however much money I wanted to put away per month, and in this case it's £84, and then you get a very, very small amount of interest, but your money is not at risk. So that's, if you're really risk averse and investing is not for you and you're like, oh, no way, then a junior ISA is a really, really good option for a child. And then there's also a junior investment ISA or stocks and shares ISA, whatever you want to call it, and that's a different type of ISA. So there are loads of ISAs, and I definitely recommend checking out Jennifer's channel, like I said, to look at all the different types. But what we did was actually slightly different, and it was kind of cheeky because with some ISAs, especially investment ISAs, a lot of platforms, especially with junior ISAs, actually charge to buy stocks, and they also charge to withdraw money, and I just couldn't get my head around that, because I have an ISA that I don't have to pay for. So why on earth should George have to pay for one? Do you know what I mean? And I'm sure there are junior ISAs out there that you can get for free, but I haven't found them yet. To get around the fact that I had to pay for all of the junior ISAs that I was seeing online, I thought I might actually just open up George a little section within my ISA. So I already have an investment ISA or a stocks and shares ISA, whatever you want to call it. I have one with Trading 212, which by the way is such a good platform, really, really good. I have a link in the description box down below which gives you a free share if you sign up with that link, and it also gives me a free share, so it's a win-win situation. So I'll leave that in the description box down below if you're looking to open a free trading account. You can literally buy stocks and shares, and you can buy, sell and withdraw money, and it's all totally free, which is amazing. And it's, you know, that doesn't happen across all of the different platforms. So Trading 212 for me is a massive win. I love it so much. But in Trading 212 there's another sort of function where they have pies, and this basically means, say you had £500 that you wanted to invest, but you wanted to invest that amount every single month, and you wanted to invest it 50-50 amongst two different ETFs. ETFs, by the way, are big lists of different stocks and shares. The FTSE 100, it's the top 100 companies in the UK, and they change every quarter. So say if like a couple go bust, they'll be replaced by new ones the next quarter. But anyway, so that's one example of an ETF. Say I wanted to put 250 in that, and I wanted to put 250 into the S&P 500, which is, by the way, the top 500 companies in the US. Say I wanted to split it across those two things, which is actually exactly what I do. I would open a pie that said 50-50 S&P 500 and the FTSE 100, and every single month it would split my £500 across those two ETFs, and I would invest 250 in each of those every single month. And for me, that's worked so well. Then I thought, to get around the whole not paying for a junior ISA issue, I thought I could just open George a pie and do exactly the same thing. So for example, if I wanted to invest in those two things again, but put George's £84 into those every single month, but split it across two, so I have £41 in each every single month, I could just open George a pie, set it up to automatically invest that money, and then I don't have to look at it or think about it at all. And then in 18 years I can go back and I can look on the pie, see how much money I've got in there, and then I know that that's George's money. So it's actually a really good way of splitting up the money and not having to worry about, you know, or how much interest occurred on that and this. You don't have to work anything out. The app just does it totally for you, and I think it's so good. They also have a website, but I much prefer the app, I have to say. But if you're signing up with the link in my description, then definitely do it online first. Do it on your laptop or something, and then you can get the free share, and I know that works. I've had a couple of issues in the past with people trying to do it and they haven't been able to do it on their phones for whatever reason. So the next bit is the really fun bit, and it is going to be me predicting, or I'll use a site to do this, and you can do the exact same thing. It's basically predicting with compound interest how much money George will have in his investments when he's 18 years old, and I'm so excited to get into this. Let's start. Okay, so I'm just on the calculator site, which is again something that I actually first saw on Jennifer's channel. Again, I really highly recommend you guys checking her channel out because it's just so good for little tips like this. The calculator site, this is how you can calculate how much interest you're likely to occur in total over a certain amount of years. And obviously for George's sake, it's going to be 18 years. So let's start off from 0 and show you exactly how much his money is going to be worth in 18 years. So if I just start off with the initial deposit as a 0, because obviously when he first came along we didn't have any money to invest for him, we had nothing. And what I'm going to put here is 7% interest, because the two things I'm looking to invest in for George are very safe, steady ETFs, lists of the top 100 or 500 companies in the UK and the US, and they do get switched out every quarter if they're underperforming or whatever. It isn't guaranteed every year that they're going to get 7% interest. It's actually sometimes they're going to get loads more than that. This year, for example, they are skyrocketed because last March they, you know, collapsed, and then they've risen so much more. However, some years are going to be really bad and they're not going to get 7%. But I'm going to put 7% as an average because on average, I think over the last 90 years, the S&P 500 has actually got 9% interest. So, and that's on average. So I'm going to put 7 to be really conservative, but again, you'll see the power of compound interest in a minute. It's just absolutely like, oh, just wait. Okay, so then I'm going to change 0 years to 18 years, because obviously that's when we would like to give George his interest, and then change how much it compounds to every year. Then I'm going to put in the deposit amount, how much we're going to deposit every single month, and you guys know £84, which is his entire child benefit. Again, I probably will put in some money for birthdays and Christmas, but let's just leave that out for now and keep it really, really simple. So £84 monthly, and we have started 18 years, £84. I genuinely couldn't believe how much this actually ends up being, but let's press calculate and see. George was getting far too excited to see all of his money for when he's 18 years old, but let's have a look. Okay, so the future investment value is actually going to be £35,000. To be precise, it's £35,357.12. Again, obviously that's assuming 7% interest every single year. Sometimes it will be 5%, sometimes it will be 10%, sometimes it might even just be like 2%. The thing is, with kids, with babies, they've got the power of time, and time when it comes to investments is the most powerful thing you could possibly have. It is genuinely, you have time for it to even out. You have time for it to go high, low, and it will even out, and you will likely make a profit. Again, this is not financial advice, and it is absolutely not guaranteed, and your money is at risk. Don't forget that, because that is really important. However, if things worked out this way, at 18 years old, George would have £35,000, and in 18 years, let's face it, houses are going to be more expensive, cars are going to be more expensive, university will probably be more expensive, everything will be more expensive. So £35,000 might just be, you know, a deposit on a house or whatever it might be, but it's hopefully going to be able to set him up for a decent life, which is all we could ever ask for our children, isn't it? But I'm just going to scroll down really quickly and show you the breakdown as to how it got to that point, because don't forget, I haven't put in £35,000 worth of money. A lot of that is interest. So let's figure out how that's worked. So just scroll down to this little table, and it's now showing me that on year 1, I put in £1,008 worth of George's child benefit into his investments, and because of that, £31.94 was incurred in interest, and that's great. But don't forget, then your interest gets added to your total. So my total balance at this point in year 1 is £1,039.94. If we then scroll down to year 5, again we put in £1,008. The interest occurred is £355 in that 1 year, but because of all of the interest and all of the other deposits that I have put in over the last 5 years, the total balance will be £5,980, which is astonishing. At the age of 5, George is going to have £5,000 behind him. Like, I wish I had that when I was his age. And then again, if we scroll it down to 10 years, we have, again, deposit of £1,080, which is exactly the same as I've done every single year previously at this point. The interest occurred on that is £903, because don't forget, we've got loads more money in there, so the interest is going to be much higher. So you can see that the balance, the total balance, is now £14,000 at the age of 10. You're gonna be rich. Let's face it, it's not rich, but it's a good start. And then again, if we scroll down to 18 years, so the 18-year mark, after having put in £1,008 every single year for 18 years, obviously you know that that's £18,000, because 18 years, £1,000. It's not though, because over those 18 years, you will have incurred £17,000 worth of interest. That means 18 of your deposit has almost doubled in money. Again, this isn't guaranteed, but there's a very real possibility this could happen. So in total, when George is 18, if things go to plan, if I've calculated correctly, then he's looking at £35,000 potentially. And that's impressive, babe. It's not bad. That's not bad going, is it? Then you can buy a house. Look at you. He's well chuffed. You're well chuffed, aren't you? So yeah, I kind of just wanted to show you guys that because it's incredible. I've only just really learned about this and I couldn't not do a video on it. It's just staggering. We don't get told this kind of stuff at school. The fact that savings accounts and things on a really good year, especially not right now, but in a really good year, you're only ever going to get about 2.5% interest. Even if you're really good at saving money, 2.5% interest is roughly what you could expect on a good year. At the moment, my savings account is 0.01% interest. I might as well be throwing money out the window because inflation basically means that your money is going to be worth less, so a pound is going to be worth less as the years go on, if that makes sense, because inflation goes up, hence prices go up, hence your money's worth slightly less. So if you're investing your money, you're actually making your money work for you and actually beat inflation. Hopefully, that's the aim anyway. I just think now that I've learned about it for me and I'm investing for me, then why the hell wouldn't I do it for George? Because he's got the gift of time, and in 18 years, there's so much that money could do. It could stretch so much further than that. It could also maybe not meet that, but at least we can try, hey? Yeah, at least we can try. Okay guys, I hope that was a really helpful video. Like I said, I'm absolutely no expert on this. I'm such a beginner when it comes to investing and money and finance and all that kind of stuff. But again, this was just this is what we're doing for George. Potentially turn £84 a month of child benefit into £35,000 over the course of, 18 years, which, let's face it, and he's not doing any work for it. It's all my job, so maybe he'll buy me a house. Who knows? But for now, guys, I will love you and leave you, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you so much. Bye. Mwah. Bye.
I was never the one to write up a song for just anyone. I was always the one to find myself lost in old conversations. Cause I've always been told that things will unfold if you keep on waiting. But then you came along and proved me all wrong. I was so mistaken.